sweetie. Look how this looks like. Look,
Nice.
they're all different. So sweet.
I'm just sharing a new story. I got a new one live.
Huh? What'd you say?
I'm sharing a new link.
Oh, and it's different. It smells like it. It smells good, but it smells different. Like the previous one. That's how it smells? No?
All right. So sorry about that. We had to jump off. Our doggy Garrick had a bathroom emergency. So, well, it's just me watching. I could share links again. Maybe I'll take the. Should I take the old story off of Instagram so people see the new one?
Yeah.
Such.
I need to delete mine.
Yeah. I mean, what it'll do is it'll take people to the previous one if they want to watch what we did, because I just leave it up there. But I mean, just take it off for now, just so people could see like the new one. I guess that would make more sense, right?
I mean, I don't have a lot of people who see me.
I'm just sharing it right now. See if anyone wants to watch.
Everything gonna be okay. You pooped a little bit, right? A little bit. Do you feel good? Do you feel good?
Just kind of sending out a mass little blast here.
I love you here. You go read.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll be here. I'll hold it down. I'm gonna edit a little bit longer. See if anyone wants to jump on.
Lunch, my lunch.
All right. So it looks like it's just me for now. Marie's gonna get a little situated. Maybe she'll stop by later. Maybe say goodbye or good night. But I will be up for a little bit doing this darn thing. Yellow Marie. Nice hiccup.
It was just so cold outside.
That's okay. It's just us on there right now. So if
So-
you look here, oh, a couple people jumped on. Hello.
Hiyo, hiyo. I said hi and I say bye. I go read my book and scratch my dog.
Yeah, we had to stop the stream for a little bit because Garrick had a little bit of a bathroom emergency, dog problems, you know. But I'll be holding down the fort. I'm gonna get some work done with Janad's recipe video for his song "Priceless." It's a pretty cool song, and it was pretty cool of him to kind of sit with us to do that. I don't want it close to me. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Maybe take.
it just looked like
Yeah, we're still getting this situated, guys.
it looked like something. Okay. So yeah, have a nice life.
And
Nice life.
yes, love you. All right.
Bye-bye.
I'll go ahead and continue. And yeah, if you're in the chat, hello, what's up, El Jefe? Nice to meet you. Nice to see you on. Thank you for joining. And I will continue editing. Janat's Priceless. And away we go.
More so leaning into the just like the harsher side of the realities. Like there are always paths, like duality is a big theme in life. Like I could have been, especially the area like we grew up in, I could have easily been sucked in by the influences around, like the street influences, and been in the mix, like doing things I'm not supposed to, having to deal with run-ins from the cops, like being on just a lot. And it's nice to be able to sit back and smile and go like, I'm glad I made the decisions I made. And it's a good way to live, not having to go through all of those obstacles.
Awesome. So yeah, if you're not familiar, if you're just joining on, or if you need a refresher, what these videos are is essentially a lyric breakdown of the artist's song. You could think like Genius verified lyrics. There's no shame. Definitely have some inspiration from there. The artists just kind of recite their lyrics and they break it down for us and just kind of help you understand better where they come from, whether there's a backstory or if there's like a really fast line that you didn't really quite catch and you want a better explanation of what they said. It's like I said, it's like Genius. It's a platform that we're building with Trifecta Music. Janad's actually the CEO of Trifecta Music down in the Wilmington, Delaware area. And yeah, this is a project that we're working on together where we're trying to reach out to different underground artists that don't usually have like access to platforms like this to kind of create content for them to reach their fans. Just like a well produced, even like underground thing is really valuable, we think. And if you're an artist or you know of an artist that would be interested in a platform like this, if you check the description, we tag the YouTube page, but it's the same handle for all platforms. It's the Recipe Platform at the Recipe Platform. Check it out. Let us know what you think. And yeah, give me one moment. Hmm? 1 second, guys. Awesome.
Diving into the first verse, we got mind racing and run 100 miles. Who down for the ride? Around for a slice of the pie, getting clear. I can see it in their eyes. Ambition outshine the disguise. And that's
Sweet. So what I'll do is I'll take this little snippet here, export that into CapCut. Priceless lyrics to I'm gonna go ahead and switch apps here. And yeah, I definitely got to make a standby screen in case we do have to step out for a quick emergency like that. Like I said, unfortunately, Gary's been having a little bit of an upset stomach. And if you can use your imagination, you can understand what that entails. Um, so yeah, we had to step out real fast, unfortunately. recording lyrics. And this is kind of a nice short section, so it wouldn't take too long to make this one. Go ahead, captions. So I want to generate captions. We don't need anything special. Text. I do kind of talk to myself a lot, so that is a habit. I don't know. I don't know if that's interesting for this, but I'm kind of just like, oh, this is what I'm doing essentially. You do this, you do that. I'm doing this. I copy. I paste the attributes. I pick my nose. Everyone's watching me. All right, so we don't need that in captions. And let's open up the lyrics. I don't think we'll be able to see that, but let's see what this is.
We got mind racing and run 100 miles. Who down for the
Thank you. It's nice to know that it's normal.
mind racing? We got run 100 miles. Mind racing.
Mind racing and run 100 miles. So, mind racing and run 100 miles down. Around, who down for the ride, around for a slice of the pie. Who down for the ride. Who down for the ride. Around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make sure I got that right. Around for a slice of pie. That's what we have here. Around for a slice of the pie. A slice of the pie. Around for a slice of the pie.
Mind racing and run 100 miles. Who down for the ride? Around for a slice of the pie. Getting clear. I can see it in their eyes.
See it in... Yes, we are back, Juan. Thank you for joining back in. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we're excited to once we get your project off the ground and you're looking forward to doing the video aspect, I'll let you announce that if you'd like to in the chat. There are a few people in here watching. Feel free to talk about your project that you have going on. But yeah, we can get that off the ground and kind of get together soon. I know you're based out of Jersey and other people are based out of Boston. We're looking forward to making that inhuman connection. But in the meantime, it's been a great on the phone friend so far, Juan. So thank you. Getting clear, I can see it in their eyes, in their eyes, in their eyes.
Their eyes. Ambition outshine the disguise.
Ambition outshine that disguise? Yes. Yeah, Janad was watching. He'd see that he did do a good kind of making this part pretty small. And I realized he said before, like he did the first part, like the hook, just like the whole thing. And, we'll break that down and make it make sense in the video. But I mean, honestly, he did a great job with this interview and did a really great job kind of breaking down the song. I'm still getting familiar with all of his music. He's got a lot of good stuff. We've seen him perform live a few times too. Yes, Juan, definitely shout it out. Still working on the phone and learn how to edit. Part of the reason why I love watching this because I get to see behind the curtain. Absolutely, man. You know, like definitely like video editing isn't like this big secret. I'm not some type of expert. Obviously, I've been doing this with the programs I've been using for a couple of years now. You know, I went from shit posts on TikTok to what you see here. Yeah, of course, man. But just like kind of, it's just great that you're just sharing what it is and what you do. So we do appreciate that. But yeah, like video editing is not, it's not rocket surgery or brain science. I know I got that mixed up. But yeah, it's just another skill that you have to practice, you know. Um, I want to see how this flows. All right, we got to get on the phone and talk about that meeting, man.
This verse we got mind racing and run 100 miles. Who down for the ride? Around for a slice of the pie, getting clear. I can see it in their eyes. Ambition outshine the disguise.
Nice. So I think we can actually export that. Precious lyrics too.
Diving into the first verse we got.
Now my favorite part, switch back to Premiere. I think maybe I'll zoom in for this one a little bit. I know that top third line was on the top of his nose, or bridge of his nose right there. So let's see.
Diving into the first verse we got. Mind racing and run 100 miles. Who down for the ride? Around for a slice of the pie.
Let's try this.
Diving into the first verse we got. Having to go through all of those obstacles. Diving into the first verse we got.
There's some of this dead air.
Diving into the first verse we got. Mind racing and run 100 miles. Who down for the ride? Around for a slice of the pie, getting clear. I can see it in their eyes. Ambition outshine the disguise. And that's a guys.
Yeah, my favorite part of editing. Nitpicking.
And that's a lot of just the insightful moment. Like when it comes to thinking about like the circle of people you're around and who's there for what, and just intentions in general. I personally feel like it's a very good field test. Like I use the eyes because just in general in life, it's like looking people in the face, you can kind of see and feel different things when you're talking to them. But just kind of learning and living in the process of figuring out the difference in intentions, like people that actually want to build with you, collaborate with you, have your best intentions in mind, versus people that do just want the benefits of everything that is trying to be built. Knowing there's a difference in being able to understand and see said difference. Cause there is one. So what you want out of this life? You try to hit the gas 100 days.
Sweet. So looks like we're up to the next lyric.
Cause there is one. Said difference. Cause there is one.
Let me see.
The difference in being able to understand and see said difference.
I think we can cut that little part out. Get rid of some of this dead air here.
So what you want out of this life? You try to hit the gas 100 days, 100 nights. You want the after parties, popping bottles, flexing ice. You got it in your price, but it's gonna take a whole lot of time. Get it right. This a lifestyle. This ain't for the one and done. Fall into the winter grind. Spring up when the summer come. Workaholic, no days off. Feel like I'm one of them. And
Sweet, and that is another set of lyrics. Yeah, I'm down to chat, guys. So if anyone's still on here and they have any questions, want to know more about what we do and what we got going on, we're open to chat. You guys just don't have to watch me kind of drone on the screen. I'm keeping an eye on the chat as much as I can. To the people who were on here, to the people who are on here, thank you for supporting. Make sure you like and subscribe Good Soup on all the platforms. It's at Good Soup underscore PROD. It's Good Soup underscore prod. Good Soup Productions. It's this little thing that Marie and I are doing, kind of building it up, and trying to make some stuff that trying to make some stuff that makes people feel good, puts people in a good light, and yeah, we want to make some good looking videos that actually make an impact. We also do, Marie's a photographer. She's a graphic designer. She's a painter. She's a tattoo artist. Marie is kind of really the creative backbone of this. I kind of more deal with the technical side and kind of more like the connections. I manage the social media pages, but Marie is more of like the creative backbone to this thing. Like the set that you see, she set up the lighting. Like she showed me how to set up the backdrop. It was like this massive backdrop. Shout out to the base over in Wilmington, Delaware. Thanks to Chris letting us use his facility. It was a content creation day, and I hope they do another one soon for this month. It might be a good opportunity to get people involved to do this as well. But yeah, Marie's the one that's like really responsible for the camera setup, like even stuff like using the rule of thirds, like the grid we have here on the screen. That's kind of something that she really put me onto. She put me onto like the Adobe suite in general. I'm not great with Photoshop. Like I do basic stuff on Photoshop. She's the one that does like all the retouching, all like the editing on Photoshop, Illustrator. Like I said, she does everything: graphic designer, um, photographer, creative director, set design. And also too with the podcast Good Soup After Dark, and with the recipe, she's good at prompts, questions. I think she does a really good job getting people comfortable in front of the camera. Even as artists who are used to being, under a spotlight or being watched, something about a camera can make you really shy. I definitely feel shy in front of the camera right now. I'm getting better with it, but that's something that Marie does really well too. Gets people comfortable in front of the camera. What we're currently having trouble with is our boy Garrick is barking because I think he wants some attention, but Marie will grab him in a minute. If you saw the last stream, or if not, you can check our channel. Garrick joined us for a little bit, but then nature called and we had to walk him. So If anyone knows how to make a decent standby screen for live streams, hit me up. Let me know. I'm still learning the programs, and I'm still learning like the platform in general. Kind of like the live streaming. Feels like you're talking to nobody because like no one's physically here, but a lot of you guys have been really good about engaging in the chat. So thank you. This is a new experience for the both of us, and we appreciate the support. Lord Hunger, how are you, man? Listen, I got to get on more of your streams. If you want, go ahead, plug your kick, man. I got to get on more of those. I know I subscribe, but I gotta catch more of those. I appreciate it, guys. I see you're there, so thank you. Let me go ahead and put it on CapCut. I gotta get better with switching these apps on here. Sweet. And yeah, man, I see a lot of what you do on like Instagram. Lord Hunger here. He's a hell of a drummer. He streams, I think, damn near every day on Kick. I got to get on his type of schedule. I don't know if it's the same handle, but like I said, feel free to, there's a few people in here. Feel free to, plug your channel. Yeah, and feel free to plug your Instagram. Looks like people are interested. So, and thank you for saying that we're doing a great job. We're really trying. So thank you. JK, press this 3. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, I am editing a video for a new platform that we're building with Trifecta / Mic Check Party Global. I believe I tagged their information in the description. Let me make sure that I did. If not, I'll do that real fast. Yep, I tagged their Instagram, and I also tagged Janad. You can follow his YouTube or Instagram at that handle, or check out Mic Check Party Global. Janad's kind of doing some street work where he's engaging with the people out in the world and trying to put them onto the recipe, and kind of just asking them what their favorite lyrics are and like what speaks to them. Okay, not every day anymore. Well, listen, man, I'm gonna try to catch you when I gotta get my notifications on for that. Lord Hunger, that's Hunger with a V, not a U. He's on Instagram, Kick. He's a hell of a drummer. I know he was streaming every day at some point, and maybe he can pick that back up pretty soon. And yeah. Let's go ahead and get these captions going. So yeah, what we're doing is it's a platform called The Recipe that we're editing this video for, just for artists to kind of share their lyrics and their meanings. Think genius, verified lyrics. It's not a super original idea, but as far as like people doing it in the area, not so many people are doing stuff like this, and we want to like give people kind of like in our orbit or like the underground artists that don't really have access to those larger platforms just yet, but just kind of making them content and like good quality, well-produced content that's comparable to that. Yeah, so if you're interested, make sure you check us out. It's at The Recipe platform on all platforms. We have a Google form if you're an artist and you want to break down some lyrics. Tell us about yourself. Click the link in the bios or the descriptions, and yeah, just tell us about your song, and tell us availability, all that good stuff. We're looking forward to hearing from you. This is Big Good Soup Global. I like that. Can I keep that? Text. Okay, go ahead and copy attributes. Boost. And let me me pull up the lyrics. You guys won't be able to see the lyrics. I don't have it sharing all the apps on the screen. But I am referring to the actual lyrics. So if it looks like I'm reading intently, it's exactly what I'm doing. When we shot this with Janad and B. Roy from Trifecta, they were really great about sharing the lyrics with us so we can make sure we get it down accurately. CapCut does, I think CapCut does a pretty good job with the captions, but you can't trust it completely. You gotta proofread. So that is what I'm doing now. So let's see, where are we?
So what you want out of this life, you try to hit the gas.
So what you want out of this life, let's see. What you want out of this life, you're trying to hit the gas 100 days, 100 nights.
So what you want out of
This song, again, is Priceless by Janad, streaming everywhere you listen to music. Check him out. He's also selling his single Lottery, featuring Mark Battles. Yeah, check out his page at JunadTME, JUNADTME. It's all on all platforms, and all the links are in his bios and descriptions.
So what you want out of this life, you try to hit the gas 100 days, 100 nights.
Thank you, El Jefe. I appreciate that. Big Good Soup Global. Right now, we're calling these, I think we're going to stick with calling these live streams jam sessions, jam being Jay and Marie. But I might have to reconsider the title, Big Good Soup Global. Maybe when I'm editing these specifically. I like it though.
Gas 100 days, 100 nights. You want the after parties popping.
You want the after parties popping bottles. Make sure you got that right. You want the after parties popping bottles, flexing ice. You got it, name your price.
You got to name your price, but it's going to take a whole lot of time. Get it right.
It's going to take a whole lot of, let me just make sure. It's going to take a whole lot of time to get it right. Okay. It's going to take a whole lot of time. It's going to take a whole lot.
Your price, but it's going to take a whole lot of time. Get it right. It's a lifestyle.
This is a lifestyle the same for the one and done.
It's a lifestyle. This ain't for the one and done. It's a lifestyle. This ain't for the one and done. Fall into the winter grind. Spring up. For the one and done. Fall into the winter grind. Spring up when the summer come. Workaholic, no days off.
Feel like no days days off should just be by itself.
The summer come, workaholic, no days off, feel like I'm one of them. Days off, feel like I'm one of them.
Just make sure that last line is straight. No days off, feel like I'm one of them. Sweet, I'm gonna play that through.
So, what you want out of this life? You try to hit the gas 100 days, 100 nights. You want the after parties, popping bottles, flexing ice. You got it in your price, but it's gonna take a whole lot of time. Get it right. This a lifestyle. This ain't for the one and done. Fall into the winter grind. Spring up when the summer come. Workaholic, no days off. Feel like I'm one of them.
So we're gonna export this and bring it into Premiere Pro. What was I calling this? Priceless Lyrics. Okay, Priceless Lyrics 3. So like I said, I'm jumping between apps, but
So,
like
what you want out of this life? You try to hit the
for me anyway, I prefer using CapCut for the captions. I feel like it does a lot better than Premiere Pro, and it has, I think it has like cooler options. I'm sure if I got like different plugins for Premiere, I'm sure they have some pretty cool options as well. But for right now, CapCut works, and there's no shame in my game. If I remember correctly, that top line is on his nose, so let's bring this down a little bit, just so it kind of matches up a little bit better. And this is how it'll come out.
and see said difference. So, what you want out of this life? You try to hit the gas 100 days, 100 nights. You want the after parties, popping bottles, flexing ice. You got it in your price, but it's gonna take a whole lot of time. Get it right. This a lifestyle. This ain't for the one and done. Fall into the winter grind. Spring up when the summer come. Workaholic, no days off. Feel like I'm one of them. And
All right, so this is the part where he's going to explain it for us.
And another theme of something I like a lot: ambition, resilience, just leaning into the thought process that if you want to do this, this isn't something that can be done easily, casually. Like this is a day in, day out thing. Whether you work a job and it's like, all right, this is going to be before or after work, or if you dive all the way in and you're like, I got to do this around the clock, I'm going to figure out how to make a living from it. It is something that has to be intentional. It's not something that could just be like, oh, I'm going to just do it when I feel like it, tap in here and tap in there. Definitely a conscious decision type of thing. Yeah, I see why it was looking at it now. So I'm like, I definitely know all the words, but stopping and then diving right back in the spot, I'm like,
Are they still slumbering? That's where we were at.
Felt like I'm one of them. Oh yeah, thank you. We've been making.
So as you can see, it's a process, like just shooting this. The way we edit it, we try to make it look like we got everything done the first time, every time. But yeah, it's a process, and that's the magic of editing, man. Like you don't have to see like the nitty gritty. Obviously Janad knows his song, but it's just like trying to keep up that place. And when we were shooting this, like I said, we shot it with him and B Roy, both from Trifecta Music down in Delaware. They texted us the lyrics, and we tried to do a pretty good job, like kind of keeping up with where they were at, and kind of helping them reference, like, all right, you're on this line now. Now we gotta start breaking down this line. And this little like section right here, it's like, oh, where's my phone? I should grab my phone. Don't know what you're talking about. It never happened.
Um, Definitely a conscious decision type of thing. We've been making all this noise, how they still slumbering. Fuck it, let's go dumb again. And go dumb again until I open up my bank account and see 100 M's. My people not suffering. I guess forever shit. Lock in what you love and hold it tight. This world get treacherous.
Sweet. So this is another lyric section that we're gonna make some captions for. It's a little bit of a process, jumping between the apps, but again, I really like the CapCut captions. Lyrics for no effects. And switch it to CapCut. Hello, lover. Marie just walked by. She said hello. She is done with streaming for the night. She is going to read and to sleep pretty soon. And tomorrow is a pretty big day, not only for America, but for Philadelphia in particular. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl. If anyone's excited about it, please feel free to shout that out and share it. I hope both teams do well. I'm not an Eagles fan. I live in Philly, but we're not from Philly. Um, I'm originally from New York, but I'm also not a really big sports fan. So, I mean, you could say whatever you want about the Giants. God bless them all. The Jets, I don't know much about either. I just know that the city's pretty alive right now. Oh, right, right. That's right. The Eagles and the Chiefs are playing at a Kendrick Lamar concert. Uh, yeah, we're pretty excited too. And I believe you were on the last live stream. We showed a piece that Marie made. Actually, let me go ahead and grab it. I want to show people. I really love Marie's art. I'm gonna step away for a second and grab it real fast. So what I have here is Marie's painting. Let's see if I can get that in focus. There we go. Marie does these kind of like unique paintings with like the nose and the ears, and she does like different album covers or like famous paintings or just like portraits. Kind of like with the big nose and the big ears. I'm not talking out of turn. It's her line called Boldness. Kind of highlights the nose and the ears. It's insecurities she had with her own features, which I don't agree with, but I understand. Everyone feels about how they look and stuff. But for her, it's just kind of putting everyone on the same playing field and just kind of beautifying it. So, famous paintings, famous people. She kind of does her own rendition of that. Uh, she also designed our logo for our podcast. It's Good Soup After Dark. It's on the same channel if you want to watch it. It's where we interview different artists, musicians. We've interviewed authors, community activists. We try to like really expand to the different types of people we interview, but it's generally a positive show where we just put people in a positive light. Um, if you're interested in being on the podcast, we're trying to look for like a more permanent space to shoot it. We shoot some episodes in our home, but we're looking to do it in like a studio situation. Um, we got really lucky working with the base over in Wilmington. They let us shoot a few episodes. We have another episode coming out soon that we shot down in Delaware with a Delaware-based artist. Um, we hope to continue doing it down there, and we also hope to find a permanent space to do it in Philadelphia. We'll invite like our closer friends, people that we know to our home. But like I said, we want to like really find just like a studio that's kind of like a neutral ground for people to meet. But yeah, like I said, the podcast has been a blast. It's been pretty fun. It's a learning experience, like for the both of us, kind of being in front of the camera, learning how to interview, and just kind of like helping people feel pretty comfortable. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back to the process. Where was I? Right, I have to make a caption. There we go. Captions, add captions. No, not add captions. Auto generate. Generate. Thank you. Yeah. I'll put it in the chat again. If anyone here is interested in some just like either prints, original pieces that Marie has, or any commissions they're looking to do in the future, it's Marie Art on Instagram. I'll put it in the chat. Or just give her a follow and show that support. Marie's trying to do more shows and exhibitions in the Philadelphia area. We're looking to do Pancakes and Booze in March. And yeah, she's working on some pretty cool pieces, rubber ducky pieces. They're pretty interesting. I'm excited to show those off. But yeah, if you can, at the very least, jump on Instagram, subscribe to Marie Art, show her some support. And yeah, she's going to continue making stuff like this. So, text, copy, attributes. That's not regular paste. Damn it. So there's a few cuss words on here. Audio wise, I'm not sure if I'm leaving it or like I'm not putting bleeps. Bleeps kind of like pull away from it. If anything, I might cut the audio out, or maybe not. I got to see how YouTube reacts to that. That's something I'll definitely have a conversation with the team about. Like I said, I personally don't mind, but as far as to trying to reach more eyeballs with the video, that's something we might have to be cautious about. So at least we're not going to write the words out in the lyrics. We'll just put like an asterisk on the vowels. I think that's a good place to start at least. Let's see, where are we?
Been making all this noise, how they still slumbering?
Making all this noise, how they still slumbering? Is it we or weave? I want to keep it true to what he actually wrote out. So he's got, we've been making all this noise, how they still slumbering. Sweet. Yeah, we're not the grammar police here. Like, this is art, and you make art how you want to. That's what's important. It's just getting the message across.
We've been making all this noise. How they still slumbering? Fuck it, let's go dumb again.
So over here, I don't know if it's and or just A and D, but either way, here's an asterisk for you. Yeah, I think like I said, I think I might mute the audio. Like I said, I don't want to put beeps because I feel like that's kind of corny. Oh, hey Tony, I figured it was you, but I didn't want to like call you out in case it wasn't. But thank you for joining on. We really appreciate it. And you know what? You did mention too that Marie's the greatest tattoo artist. She did give you a pretty sweet tattoo, and your mom. It was pretty great seeing you guys again, Tony. If you want to like shout yourself out, like please feel free to. She's an artist out of Staten Island. I believe we first met at a. I don't think it's Crowns of Creation anymore. I think it's Crown Collective now. But at an art studio over in Philadelphia, Marie and I were selling some of her stuff over in a street market that day, and I believe she had her stuff on display, and we made a connection. And about a year ago, we threw in like kind of an event over in our. We have a loft style apartment. It's high ceilings, a lot of walls. So Marie and I decided to kind of throw our own event where we had art. Let me take the fuck it off of here real quick. We threw our own kind of art show event. We had people performing live music. We had a DJ, CSW. If you're familiar with the Philly scene, Philly artist, CSW is a hell of an MC and DJ. He DJ'd the event and kind of led the whole party. And yeah, we had like different artists come through, just kind of shine a light on their work. We had painters, photographer. Um, One of our friends, Chrislyn, she does polymer earrings. We had someone that does ceramics. And yeah, it was a pretty cool event. That was like something like that was like the first time Marie and I ever did anything kind of big like that. And we'd like to do it again. It's just kind of getting the resources together to do it. Uh, we called it Profound. It was pro/found. It was supposed to be like kind of like professional artists kind of getting together and networking. That was the idea of it. Like I said, I keep saying like none of our ideas are original. It's just how we do it is what makes it original. Just kind of like a laid back environment where people could just exchange information and just kind of have a good time. It was a daytime party. I'm not so much of a party animal anymore, but yeah, there's a few drinks hanging around. People had a good time. Yeah, it was a pretty cool event. Yeah, we hope to do it again too. We just have to do it before the summer. Unfortunately, our apartment's terrible with cooling and heating. So like kind of late winter, early spring is the best time. So we're definitely hoping to do something within the next couple of months. And Tony, we'll definitely invite you and keep you posted. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but we're actually going to have Tony on the podcast, our interview for the podcast this Wednesday, and we're going to schedule out that content soon. So thank you again, Tony Ann, for deciding to do that with us. We're really happy. Like I said, we're constantly trying to grow what we do and the different stuff that we do. So thank you. I'm glad I took fuck it off the screen. We can't either. And I know I could speak for Marie in saying that. Marie is just hanging in bed with the doggy. Unlike me, he has a bedtime. When he wants to go to bed, he'll let you know. And Marie's just kind of hanging with him now.
Let's go dumb again and go dumb again until I open up my bank account and see 100 M's. Let's go dumb again and go dumb again until I open.
Go dumb again. So I open up my bank account. See 100 M's. It's a lot of M's. And go dumb again until I open up my bank account and see 100 M's. My people not suffering. I guess forever shit. My people not suffering. My people not suffering. I guess forever Poop. Totally kidding.
Lock in what you love and hold it tight. This will get treacherous.
Lock in what you love and hold it tight. Let me make sure that matches up. Lock in, not locking. Lock in. Lock in what you love and hold it tight. This world get treacherous. Lock in what you love and hold it tight. This world get treacherous. Oh, Ben, are we doing this right now? Oh, this is my cat Benicio. Say hi. Say bye.
Treacherous.
All right, let's run that through and see how that looks. And to the people hanging out or watching, I really appreciate you. You know, feel free to shout yourselves out if you want to promote anything or let me know a little bit about what you do. Try to pay attention to the chat while I edit and pet this cat. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I hope this is somewhat entertaining. Kind of seeing this process. Making videos has been pretty fun. Hey, listen, I find this kind of stuff fun, so that's why I do it, right?
We've been making all this noise, how they still slumbering. Fuck it, let's go dumb again. And go dumb again until I open up my bank account and see 100 M's. My people not suffering. I guess forever.
Let's go ahead and separate that a little bit. Yes, absolutely. Rick Roman, I don't know if he's based in Delaware, but I've seen him over at the base in Delaware. Seems like a real cool guy. We met a couple times in passing, but Janad tells me about him, and he's just like a real busy guy. Yeah, if you want to put his Instagram in there, he's done a lot of tracks that I've heard from like, the Delaware area. So yeah, definitely put his Instagram if you want to, or I don't know if he has a YouTube, but yeah, definitely seek him out. Seems like a pretty solid dude. I'd love to get him in our chair and like talk to him. Shout out to my cat Ben. Say hi, boy. All right. There you go, buddy.
Suffering. I guess forever shit. Lock in what you love and hold it tight. This will get treacherous.
Sweet. Let's go ahead and export that. And this is number 4. Pricing slopes number 4.
We've been making all this noise, how they still slumbering.
Thank you for putting that up there, man. Appreciate it. OBS. Goodbye, CapCut. Hello, Premiere Pro. Let's go back here. Take number 4. Put it there. Drop the audio on that. So yeah, hopefully you can tell we try to keep this stream like a positive space. And if you're an artist or you do anything cool and you want to shout yourself out and tell people about it, hopefully as the channel grows and like we're hoping to grow attendance with this, want to be able to use the space as kind of like a networking place too, like just kind of just meet people and just kind of grow our own little network. Maria and I are based out of Delaware. Maria and I are based out of Philadelphia. We do a lot of work in Delaware. And, we hope to grow our sphere of influence, if you will. We hope to meet all different kinds of cool people. And, yeah, so like I said, as this channel grows, we hope it grows and we appreciate your support. It's not only about us. Like, what we do, we work with, like, a lot of different artists. And, for people like Marie and myself, like we're not from Philadelphia. I'm originally from New York, but up until recently, the past few years, I lived kind of a transient lifestyle. I was in the Navy, and then I did government contracting after that, where I traveled around the continental U.S. and did different jobs there. And then with my last job, I started over in Virginia, and I was there for 2 years with that job. And then I took a transfer up to the Philadelphia area. I was working out in the suburbs out there, Conshohocken, if you're familiar. And honestly, this is the longest that I've lived in one area in my adult life. So, I'm 33. I'm trying to really like kind of plant my roots. I'm not trying to stay stuck in one area, but I'm really just trying to plant my roots somewhere. And Philadelphia's been pretty cool to us. Delaware's been pretty cool to us. And yeah, like, especially for Marie, she's from Ukraine. I know it sounds like a Philly accent, but it's not, I promise. But no, Marie moved here from Ukraine almost a few years back. And same thing for her, like we're just trying to ingratiate ourselves in the communities we find ourselves in. And the way that we try to do that is by contributing. We know that some people can use like different communities of like different artists and stuff, I guess like a way to just like propel themselves and what they're doing. And of course, like we want to grow and we want to be better, but we feel that we can only do that by contributing, by being a part of something that is bigger than us and by shedding positive light on that. So that's kind of what Good Soup's about. It's a nice mixture of different people, different influences, different genres, different things, So yeah, that was my little spiel for the moment. Appreciate it if you're listening. And we will get back to the editing. Yay!
We've been making a decision type of thing.
Cut some of this dead air out.
We've been making all this noise, how they still slumbering. Fuck it, let's go dumb again. And go dumb again until I open up my bank account and see 100 M's. My people not suffering. I guess forever shit. Lock in what you love and hold it tight. This world get treacherous.
I feel like I should move him over to the left a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, that feels a little better. And I'll go through again. I'm sure there's a few of those that I can like readjust.
We've been making all this noise, how they still slumbering. Fuck it, let's go dumb again. And go dumb again. Dumb again. And go dumb again until I open up my bank account and see 100 M's. My people not suffering. I guess forever shit. Lock in what you love and hold it tight. This world get treacherous. Another hint at the resilience. Like, I really like conceptual writing, so I feel like a constant theme is trying to stay on topic as much as I can, so the points connect nice there. But leaning into the resilience of, like, there's a frustration when you feel like you're doing all the right things. Like, oh, I'm putting in the time, I'm making songs sound good, people say they like it, etc. Like, why isn't it working yet? But there's also a realistic point of view and touch point where you're like, well, I'm not doing this good enough, I'm not doing that. And like, just, again, keeping that duality there, like you can be doing things great, but any sensible person also has to realize there's things I'm going to be slipping on that I'm have to work on more to make the entirety of it move forward. And then that's kind of why that like, fuck it, let's go dumb again, then go dumb again. Like if it doesn't work or it doesn't make as much progress as we want, we have to be able to stop and assess why. Like, okay, there wasn't a big enough audience to even receive the message. That could be why it didn't go crazy enough. The approach, the money spent, like all of those different things. It's like, all right, if it didn't work yet, sit back, learn, and reapply and make it even better. And then the dreaming big, like until my bank account got 100 M's or my people not suffering. Both things is definitely going to be a long journey, I would love to see 100 M's, but that would take a while. And then also, too, in general, the community, the culture, very deeply ingrained in suffering, I feel like it's also a very long road and journey before that will entirely be healed and cured. But again, lean into that resilience. Like, that's not a reason to not do it. It's just something to note and acknowledge. And the hook comes back again. In the second verse,
So we'll keep that little bit where he says the hook comes back in. Unlike his last video, this one is just him. He doesn't have a feature. So I think it's just kind of a nice little point to leave in. So let's see. Yeah, I thought that came out pretty nicely. He did a really good job explaining that, kind of like getting deeper with the lyrics. But like I said, I think this is what this platform's all about. Just kind of giving people the space and the time to, yeah, just really explain what their art is about. This is kind of, I feel like, reminiscent of like, well, first off, like I keep saying it, it's what do you call it? It's a Genius Verified lyrics ripoff, right? The ripoff is a harsh term, but it's definitely inspired by it. Um, but it kind of it's an interview in a sense, and that's like what we like to do. We like to do interviews, and testing, testing. I think I'm back on. God, I went through that whole spiel. Sorry, guys. I appreciate the heads up. I definitely appreciate the heads up. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta hit the old ON OFF switch. It's a silly Navy joke. It's just turning it on and turning it back off. Thank you. I appreciate the heads up. Awesome. So, yeah, we'll just forget that whole spiel. I'm sure it'll come back to me later, and we will move on to the next verse. Thanks again, guys. It's a learning process.
you got Trying to do it better than the last generation. Tell him, bro, don't crash out. This guy has some patience. Tell a hater face it. Rosal's for the taking. That's why they advanced shit don't stack up to our basics.
Sweet. Just FYI, February 14th over at the base in Wilmington, Delaware. I believe that's 920 North Church Street. Mic Check Party Global presents Proving Grounds. It's a pretty cool event that's thrown. It's going to be an open mic. There's going to be headlining artists. And the main focal point of that is just to the artists perform on what's known as a performance track. If you're not familiar, it's just the track without like any like backing vocals. Sometimes you go to a show and an artist will have just pretty much sing along or rap along with their song. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, it can be seen as like a crutch or used as a crutch. And what these guys are doing, they are promoting artists that really know their stuff, really know their track, and yeah, the whole point of that is just it's kind of like performance and art in its purest form, right? Um, when you make music and you perform music, just like any art form that you do, you should know how to do it. And what they do over the base too is they hold like open rehearsal nights. So if you're an artist and you're planning on performing, like they open up the space so you can actually have a place to rehearse. Still have to attend one of those. It seems like a really cool event when they do it. But yeah, Proving Grounds, February. Let me get the date right. I'm sorry, I said February 14th. It's February 15th over at the base, and then there's another one that's going to be in Philly on the 22nd. I don't have that information, but if someone in the chat could help us out, that would be awesome. But yeah, definitely follow Mike Check Party Global. I tagged them in the description to this video, their Instagram page. Just want to double check that. Yes, I did. Check them out. Some good stuff. You can check out our page or their page for some live coverage from those events. And yeah, it's good stuff. And we should be there covering Good Soup. Marie and myself. Marie handles the photography. I set up some cameras and we cover some of the events. We're going to start posting some of the photos from the last event soon to promote the next two events coming up. So be on the lookout for that on our profiles as well.
Back again. In the second.
Black Dragon Studios in Philly on the 22nd from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. I thought it was 9 p.m., but it says here 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to be Mike Check Party Global presents Proving Grounds over in Philly this time around. I'm pretty excited for that event as well. It's going to be in a new venue. We've been doing it over at the base, and we'll continue to do it at the base. But just like everyone else, they're just trying to grow and expand their business. So if you could come out and support in Philadelphia, that'd be pretty awesome, and we would love you immensely. Might be 9, but if you show up at 8, it's only an hour wait. Actually, let me see if I could try something. I'm still learning to use OBS, but maybe I could pull up the Instagram page. Wish me luck. I don't want to mess this up, but let's see. Put them on full screen for now. Let's make a different scene. No, let's not do that. Let's just. Sorry for the blacking out, guys. I'm just trying to set something up here. I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to get better at the streaming stuff so I could seamlessly switch between different windows and programs that I'm trying to record and stuff. So bear with me. I appreciate your patience. But I just want to show off some stuff that we've done with Black Check Party Global so far. Particularly Janad, I know we uploaded some stuff that he's done recently as well. Let's see, so screen capture, let's call this internet. Application capture. Safari. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. This is a learning process. I promise I'll get better at this. Right now, what I have opened up is our Instagram page. And let me know if you guys hear this. I want to show off some of the stuff that we've done over at Proving Grounds. Let's see, get the audio.
Moving, feeling it, grooving, got into it, damn, it's starting to feel like we arriving. Baby, this the main act, can't slack. If you want to make it to the top, shit, you gotta be outside with it. Been giving game, I ain't hiding it. Told her slide, I'm trying to have some fun, she providing it. 10 deep, pop out in the function, we gon' mobbing it. Trust me, you don't want no static, boy, I'm positive. Trust me, you don't want no smoke, Boski always have it. Trust me, hopped up on the road and I ain't looking back. Getting busy to the bone, D on the map, ayy. In the lead by some laps and still running laps. Ayy, please don't fix your list for nonsense, I ain't quitting. It's a better chance to hear me say I hit the lottery. Why they getting red in the face, teeth gritting? Every time they open up they eyes, see a lot of me. This ain't no mistake. Every move I make calculated, cause it gotta be. Ain't up for debate, feeling like it's fate. If I'm going big, then I gotta do it properly, I gotta.
Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, we've been working with TME for a minute. This is Hannah Johnson.
I said left, right, side to side, love you till the morning that I do. They said we wouldn't make it far, but I always knew they were wrong, 'cause every time our bodies touch, I said of you, we be on that super high. You don't need no reservation, I am your destination every time. Said left, right, side to side, love you till the morning that I do.
Yep. And those are just some examples of some of the work we've done with them so far. So hope you enjoyed that little break from editing. If you're still watching, I appreciate you. Let me see if I can show one more. Let's see one more. Guys, I like the work that I do. Which one is this? Let's see. Nope, I didn't mean to click that. But I do know that's a Janad reel, and I'll be happy to show another Janad reel.
Talking about that hustle when it ain't over, ayy. With a 12-hour shift in the studio, guess what, baby, I'll be right back the next day. Come around trying to fuck shit up, don't press your luck, don't hold your breath, ayy. Eyes on the prize to the side, I'm trying to have a grip next door with a guest stay. Freak bitch, she live, cut those, she can go for the next. of the case. Bitch, I'm about to taste what you try, hit the brakes. Fucking with the family, you try to get erased. It's a whole money, no what's to the west. Look at the applause every day we touch cake. He a snake, we glad took the bait now. What you say, who real, who fake, huh? It's too easy, crazy. 3 cups deep, damn, I'm too crazy. Man, this kid's skinny, but the stands going crazy. Poolside looking up, stuff Jason. It's amazing, grateful for the patience. Big TME, he is not a free agent. Big TME, every time I choose paper, we major, it's love over haters.
Thank you, Tony. I don't know if you saw that last little bit, that artist that came up to the front and started kind of dancing. That's Caesar Rodney, another member of Trifecta Music Empire. Kind of really like that part where he jumps in. But yeah, that's just some of the work that we've been doing with them. Thank you for indulging me. So I'm gonna do 5. Yeah. All right. Make sure these lyrics match up. Okay.
We got try.
So let's go make sure we fix these lyrics. Trying to do it better than the last generation. Trying to do better than the last generation. Trying to do it better. So I could actually probably bring that back since trying is kind of one word. So we could fit more on that line.
We got try to do it better than. We got try.
Squeeze over. Place these a little better.
Better than the. Try to do it better than the last generation. Try to do it better than. Try to do it.
Said proofread. Can't trust that it gets it right the first time every time.
Better than the last. Try to do it better than the last generation. Telling bro.
Trying to do better than the last generation. Tell him, bro, don't crash out. Just gotta have some patience. Tell him, bro, don't crash out. Just gotta have some patience. Tell a hater, face it, world hours for the taking.
Face it, Rose. Tell a hater. crash out. This guy, bro, don't crash out. This guy has some patience. Bro, don't crash out. This guy has some patience. Has some patience.
Tell the hater face it rolled hours for the taking. Wow, what are they right here? Those all for the taking. Oh no, my red light died. Got another one. Gotta have the ambiance, you know?
Tell a hater face it. Rolls off for the taking.
Tell a hater face it rolls hours for the taking. That's why the advanced shit don't stack up to our basics. That's why the advanced shit don't stack up to our basics. That's why the advanced shit don't stack up to the That's why the advanced. That's why the advanced shit don't stack up to our basics. Uh-oh, it says shit. Poop.
Up to our basics.
Okay, so let's get this neatly in place. Let's see how that stacks up. It's terrible.
That's why they advanced shit don't stack up to our advanced shit don't advanced shit don't stack up to our We got trying to do it better than the last generation. Telling bro don't crash out. This guy has some patience. Tell a hater face it. Rolls off for the taking.
Gonna have to split that up a little bit. So I don't want it touching the edges because I actually used the same reel that I'm making here for the reels in Instagram and TikTok, but Instagram always kind of condenses it. So we don't want anything cut off and when it's finally posted. Yeah. Is my mic still up? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure my mic's still on from the last time. All right, I could see the levels going. At least I could see that going. All right, I'm just gonna run it one more time.
We got trying to do it better than the last generation. Telling bro don't crash out. This guy has some patience. Tell a hater face it. Rolls off for the taking. That's why they advanced shit don't stack up to our basics.
Sweet. I'm satisfied with that. Price looks lyrics 5.
We got trying to do it. We got
We've got to move that out the way so we could see him. Oh, maybe that's too close. I think the max we'll do is 70 for these. And of course I'll play around with it later until I like it, but let's just see how this works out.
we got trying to do it better than the last.
We'll put that down, we don't need that up.
We got trying to do it better than the last generation. Tell him, bro, don't crash out. This guy has some patience. Tell a hater face it. Rolls off for the taking. That's why they advance shit don't stack up to our basics. Speaking on raising the floor, you know, like raising the bottom line standard. Like me being a bit older, like I'm 30, right? Me being a little bit older, a lot of the younger generation, I feel like they don't have the same sense of patience. Like patience is a virtue. It's something even I had to like learn growing up, to be honest, like a lot, where times are just different. Like things are different. Like they didn't go through the, oh, I'm gonna go outside, like take a bike, ride to my friend's house to see if they're there. And if they're not, like I have to go back home. Like everything's a lot quicker and a lot easier to access. So I feel like that in general at foundation, like small things like that over time kind of diminishes people's patience. And especially now with people trying to like balance their emotions, which is something the community always has feel me, just had to lock in and work on. That blend of dealing with emotions and also lacking patience, like it can cause people to, in a sense, like want to crash out quick because they don't know how to understand what they're feeling, or they don't know how to reflect in it in a positive way. And sometimes it's really cool to just have a conversation and tell him, it's like, hey man, like it's okay to take things down a notch. It's okay to cool and not immediately just go to like, oh, I gotta be on 10. It's nice to be able to take a step back and just preach that to the next generation there.
If you're wondering what happened to Janad's hand, he was writing some bars and the pen went on fire. It happens.
Oh,
Cut that arm out.
oh yeah, I appreciate it. I should have done that for a lot of real, bro. They're duffel deep into our bag. Old dogs, new tricks. I see why they. They're duffel deep into our bag. Old dogs, new tricks. I see why they mad. Getting stuck up in the past. That's what happens when you ain't trying to build, but just steal from the scene. A vulture for the green. And that kind of speaks on the whole culture, vulture.
That's my name is Paul, and that's between y'all. I believe I got the line right. That's a line from Pulp Fiction, if you're wondering. My name is not Paul. I have not been lying to you guys, but I guess you had to let him know, El Jefe.
That kind of speaks on the whole culture, vulture, build, but just steal from the scene. A vulture for the green. And
paste. Yeah, so to everyone who's still watching and who's caught, I guess a good glimpse to like what the song is and what the lyrics are. If you've been watching for a minute or you just joined on, and you caught some of that. Let us know how you feel about it. The song is Priceless by Janad. It's on all streaming platforms. You can follow Janad at JUNADTME on all platforms, and he has links in his bios that lead to the website, that lead to the singles. Um, yeah, I'm sure if you just type in Janad into Apple Music or Spotify, you could be able to find him as well. But yeah, let us know what you think about the song. You know, the video's still a work in progress, and you'll see the finished product. So I don't know if you'll see the finished product tonight. I'm starting to lose some steam, but yeah, just let us know how you feel about the song and the message in it so far. I feel like the deeper we get into it, the deeper he goes. Like as far as just like what the song's about and like the meaning behind it. And we actually had some commentary like afterwards, like after we shot, we had the cameras rolling, we had a chat. We'll see. I'll see about editing that and kind of running it by him to see how he feels about sharing that. It's kind of like maybe it's not necessarily behind the scenes because it's still about the song and about their feelings. Had some with B Roy as well. We'll see if we can share that as some extra content too. But yeah, if you have any particular feelings about the song or just about Janat as an artist, feel free to share your feelings. Except for you, Al Jefe, you obviously had to let him know something.
Got trying to do it. Trying to do it better than the last generation. Tell him, bro, don't crash out. This guy has some patience. Tell a hater face it. Rosal's.
Wait, didn't I already do this one? Oh, I did. Grabbed the wrong one, guys. Sorry, I told you I'm starting to lose a little steam here. But I'm gonna keep trucking along. I really do like doing these, and I do really want to finish this. Generate. I don't know, man. Janat told me he's a black belt. I'm actually a certified white belt myself. My parents took us to karate school for a day to check it out. My dad realized it was super expensive for 5 kids. So, yeah, we just left with our white belts. Whole day of extensive karate training. Don't mess with me, man. There we go. I think we've got the right one now.
They're duffel deep into our bag. Old dogs, new tricks. I see why they mad. Getting stuck up in the past. That's what happens when you ain't trying to build, but just steal from the scene. A vulture for the green.
I know I messed up quite a few lines. So we're going to correct that. Duffel deep into our bag. That might actually be right. Duffel deep into our bag. Caption.
Old dogs, new tricks. I see why they mad. Getting
I see why. Oh, no, no, sir. Nope. I turn the other way and I run. I am not dangerous in these streets. I will never claim that. Um, I'm not even dangerous when I'm driving. I try not to be on my cell phone when I drive. I'm trying to be extra safe in these streets. But I appreciate the vote of confidence. I don't want to sound ungrateful. El Jefe said I'm dangerous in the streets because I am a certified white belt. Let's see. Duffel deep into our bag, old dogs, new tricks. I see why they mad, getting stuck up in the past. Getting stuck up in the past. I see why they mad. Get stuck up in the past. Get stuck up in the past. That's what happens when you ain't trying to build, but just steal from the scene. That's what happens when you ain't trying to build. But just steal from the scene. Vulture for the green. I believe he's referencing a culture vulture. There is a difference between appreciation and appropriation. Do you remember that?
They're duffel deep into our bag. Old dogs, new tricks. I see why they mad, getting stuck up in the past. That's what happens when you ain't trying to build, but just steal from the scene. A vulture for the green.
Sweet. Price is lower 6.
They're duffel deep into our bag. Old dogs, new tricks. I see why they. They're
Start from there.
They're duffel deep into our bag. Old dogs, new tricks. I see why they mad, getting stuck up in the past. That's what happens when you ain't trying to build, but just steal from the scene. A vulture for the green. And that kind of speaks on the whole culture, vulture, like mentality in general. People that come in and aren't really there to help build, but just like, oh, what can I get from it? In general, it never lasts. I think people have a general, like, unanimous agreement on that. Like, you could see the difference. You could tell when people put time and effort into it, they actually show you that they care and they try their best to do what they want to do. You feel it a lot differently than the people that where it's like, oh, that's just an obvious money grab, or like they don't actually care what happens on the back end. They just want to see the funds. But it again is a clear distinction. And I think nowadays people are seeing that distinction more than ever. Like people are able to tell the difference between it. It's just something nice to highlight and think about. Next thing, it's scary out here. So many young niggas getting buried out here before they even see a real check. How did Jake see Brown and it's a real threat? If you pussy and say that, pick some different shoes. Saying blue lives matter, but you chose the blue. We ain't choose the black, still gotta watch our bet. Whether we live, share, and rest on if you switching moves. Why you really mad for? Tell me what you got to prove.
if you listen to that, it's pretty self-explanatory, but he does a really good job kind of breaking it down for people. And if you're listening earlier, like I said, I feel like the deeper you go into the song, the deeper it gets. Take it easy, man. I'm probably going to sign off soon, too. Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Thank you. But if you're just joining on and getting wind of it, we are editing an episode of The Recipe for Janad performing, or Janad's song, Priceless, where he shares the lyrics and breaks it down for us. And I mentioned a little bit earlier, the deeper we get into the song, the deeper it gets. That's what I like about it. Art's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's what we're doing here, making art, people. One second. Just want to take a brief intermission. Wait, quit. I want to take a brief intermission and show off a little video I made of the wife being a tattoo artist, doing her thing. Marie Tats on Instagram. Just wanted to share that with the people. I really appreciate what Marie does. She's a hell of an artist. Being a tattoo artist is just one of the many trades that she has. Yeah, just wanted to. Oh, and this one too. This is a cool video. Yeah. Just wanted to share that, people. Thank you for indulging me.
Yeah, duffel deep into our.
Damn it, I did it again. Let's get the right one in there this time. This is a beefy one, so we're going to make sure we... Thank you, Tony. We really do appreciate it, and we really do appreciate you coming through today. She drove all the way from Staten Island over to Willow Grove to just see Marie. We appreciate you. Marie's a hell of a tattoo artist, and along with the many different business ventures we're doing, we're just hoping to grow that one as well. It's just a wonderful way for Marie to express her artistic skills. If you'll indulge me again, I have, let's see, make sure I have a t-shirt on underneath this. I'm not trying to strip for you guys, I'm not trying to make this rated R, but I have 11 different pieces. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, excuse me. But yeah, got a bird. It's the New York State bird, the eastern bluebird. That's my dog Pixie, rest in peace. She did that. This is the ruffed grouse, the Pennsylvania state bird. Northern cardinal, Virginia state bird. Those are different states that I lived in. I'm originally from New York, and those are my cats. Right there, and that one is kind of always tricky to show off, but it's 3 cats, and yeah. I have more, but those are the ones I'll show off for now. Actually, let me see if I can show this one off a little bit. It's the first color one she ever did. Oh, of course. But it's the first color one she ever did. It's supposed to be Lady Justice. I got a Statue of Liberty when I was younger. It's the only tattoo I have that she did not do. But that's her first color one to kind of complement this one. So, yeah. The other 2 are on my leg, and I'm not going to show you that right now. And then we have Benicio here hanging out. That was Marie's seat before, but Benny decided to take her place. His name is Benicio. He's named after the actor Benicio del Toro. That was deliberate on my part. I enjoy the actor. We are both Puerto Ricans. So, yeah. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Oh yeah, Tony, you'll meet the cats. You will meet the cats for sure. Benny, though, we have to lock Benny up whenever we do the podcast, because normally Benny likes to jump on tables, so we can't have that going on. But you'll definitely meet him. He's a sweetheart. He likes to be held like a baby. Yes, very excited to meet the cats, and very excited to have you meet them and shoot an episode of Good Soup After Dark. But yeah, that is our podcast, Good Soup After Dark. Very excited to shoot another episode of that. We have a few more in the chamber that we have to get to editing. I know the Superb Owl is tomorrow. Maybe I'll have the game on in the background, but I am going to edit the podcast because I do want to try to get it out by Tuesday, if not Wednesday. Yeah, maybe I'll do some live commentary of football, the American version. Great American pastime. That's baseball, but I mean, football's kind of the same deal now at this point, is it not?
See a real check. Unlexing it's scary out here. Unlexing it's scary.
It's scary out here. So many young.
Unlexing it's scary out here. So many young niggas get. It's scary out here. So many young niggas getting buried out here before they even see a real check. Out here before they even see a real check. How did Jake C. Brown in this?
Make sure I get that right.
How did Jake C. Brown?
All right, he says how, but the lyric says why. So I'm kind of conflicted. Should I put how because he says how, or should I put why because he wrote why? If if that makes sense, because I'm looking at the lyrics right now. It says why, but he says how in the explanation. I'm conflicted. I think I'll put how because he says how.
Blue Lives Matter, but you chose. How did Jake C. How did Jake C. Brown and it's a real threat? If you pussy and say that, pick some different shoes. Blue Lives Matter, but you chose the blue. Pussy and say that, pick some different shoes. Saying Blue Lives Matter, but you chose the blue. But you chose the blue. We ain't choose the black. We ain't choose the black. Still gotta watch out. We ain't choose the. We ain't choose the black. Still gotta watch our bet. Whether we live, share, and rest on if you switching moves. Why you? Why you really mad for? Tell me what you got to prove.
Thank you, Tony. We really appreciate that. And thank you for supporting. And we will see you Wednesday when we shoot that new episode of Good Soup After Dark. And that'll come out within the next few weeks. We're really excited about it. Maria will be conducting this interview, so it's really exciting too. I get to sit behind the camera and kind of keep an eye on things back there and just kind of, let Maria shine as she shines along with you. So thank you for joining the live. I really do appreciate it.
Next thing, it's scary out here. So many young niggas getting buried out here before they even see a real check. How did Jake see Brown and it's a real threat? Real threat. If you pussy and say that, pick some different shoes. Saying blue lives matter, but you chose the blue. We ain't choose the black, still gotta watch our bet. Whether we live, share, and rest on if you switching moves. Why you really mad for? Tell me what you got to prove.
This will probably be the last one that I do. I don't know if it actually finishes here, but let's see. Priceless lyrics 6. Nope, it's priceless lyrics 7.
Next thing, it's scary. Choose the black, still lay and think about. Next thing, it's scary out here. So many young niggas getting buried out here before they even see a real check. How did Jake see Brown and it's a real threat? If you pussy and say that, pick some different shoes. Saying blue lives matter, but you chose the blue. We ain't choose the black, still gotta watch our bet. Whether we live, share, and rest on if you switching moves. Why you really mad for? Tell me what you got to prove. A lifelong conversation. I feel like the culture and the authorities have had back and forth, where I find the conversation interesting. Like, of course, everyone's heard about the whole like Black Lives Matter movement and the pushback, or people being like, well, oh, like Blue Lives Matter too, and all lives matter. And it's interesting to hear people combat like a cry for help with, this is happening to us. It's not something that we're choosing to experience. But saying something like Blue Lives Matter is like, that's a job. It's a uniform. Like, they take it off and they're not blue anymore, you know? So just kind of painting a picture on like stripping that back and looking at things as human as they should be. But I mean, also just kind of calling it for how I see it. Like, if you feel like being a police officer makes you too scared to handle a situation properly, don't be a cop. Like, you're not built for it. It's okay. It's not an easy job. I feel like I'd be lying if I said I never met a good cop. Like, the structure and system itself has its issues, but I know there are actual good people trying to do the right thing. But I would never not combat someone trying to use it as a crutch. Like, oh, like, I'm just scared for my life. It's like, I didn't tell you to be a cop. I didn't tell you to go out there and fight crime. You know, like, you gotta take it on the chin if that's gonna be your route. Like, if you want to go do that, being that authoritative figure, like, if you're actually doing it to protect and serve, don't say that's the reason you now have to take an innocent life because you were scared. You know? Yeah. And the closing statement there, where it's like, whether we live, shouldn't rust on if you switching moods. Why you really mad for? Tell me what you got to prove. It's just a closing statement to that, where if in general, like, people say, oh, like, when you get pulled over, try not to make them mad, etc., whatever. It's like, again, someone in an authoritative figure. Like, you're supposed to be the more mature person. You're supposed to be the bigger person. You switching a mood should not be a switch to, oh, this person's going to die or not. You know, like, it's a tough conversation, but it's real and it's interesting. And then posing the question as the closing statement, like, what is the anger there? Like, what is the real problem? Like, what do they actually have an issue with us for? And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of times people don't even know. Like, whether it's systematic or it's just ingrained, they're not actually sure. Sometimes you gotta ask the question.
That was interesting.
Good. That's a good place to leave off. Do you want to just like, I don't know, say the name of the song again? There's a lot of platforms, all that good stuff.
This is Priceless. Shout out to Reek Roman. Beat produced by, engineered by. Check that out on all major streaming platforms.
Wow, that is a bulk of the work done. Tomorrow I'll probably finish it up on the side, cut the reels I need to out of this, and kind of do a whole rollout for this. We're going to be posting this on the new channel, the recipe platform. And yeah, really excited to put it out. If you're still in the stream with me, I know it's late. I know it's pretty long. This portion of the stream is about 2 hours. You know, this content's not for everyone, but I like it, I enjoy it, so I do it. I think this is something I want to stick with. Some projects I won't be able to stream editing. Had a friend, Amori, on earlier. I know his manager, at least, is very protective of their work, of course, respectfully. So some work we won't be able to live stream. I already ran this by Janad, and they're really cool with just kind of making content and bringing awareness to this. And I think later on I'd like to go through and cut some of these live streams into some videos, kind of condense them down so people don't have to watch 3 hours to see like one good part. You know, I have some good jokes in there. But before we conclude, I don't know, I just want to use this chance to promote ourselves and what we do. And recently, Maria and I did some artist profiles on ourselves. It's just one of the different projects that we take on. The artist profile is just kind of like a soft white underbelly style, where it's just a single person telling their story. And just like I said, Marie's from Ukraine, and she kind of gets into her story, and I'd like to share that with whoever's still watching before I sign off for the night. And by sign off, I mean eat a late night snack, take a shower, pet the dog, kiss the wife, and go to sleep. So before I do, I present you with some 4 reels, about 5 minutes, of Marie's story. Thank you.
Four years ago, back in Ukraine, during the COVID, I feel bored and I lose my job and everything feels like goes wrong direction. And I decide to apply for a green card. Honestly, after that, I just forget about that. And I think a year after, I received the email that, hey, there is something going on, go check. And I go to the website and I check my application. And because was really good in English, I open it, I type the number and everything, name, and it's giving me the letter like this. And I'm like, oh, it's probably me. No, we're so sorry. We're really sorry. Try the next time. And I'm just close it. I don't know, for some reason, I just feel like it was sorry email. But I'm laying in the dark, try to fall asleep. I thought about letter I received, and I think I probably need to translate it just to be sure. I copied, I translated in a Google Translator. It was like after midnight, and it says, congratulations, you have the opportunity to get the green card and come to America. It's not that easy to win a green card. It's a win to opportunity to get it. So it starts a big snowball just falling on me. It's like really heavy and wet and cold and uncomfortable. But I wait to have interview in Kyiv, Ukraine, when I live at that moment. Russia decided to attack Ukraine. It was expected. I can say it was. We don't know that's gonna happen. We just don't know how bad it's gonna be. I feel like, yeah, it's my luck. I'm in a country in an open war, and I lose the opportunity to get the green card because at that moment, American embassy announced that they leave Ukraine and don't plan to go back until war stops, or at least the hardest and hottest part. And me and my family was there during all this situation. It was scary and we don't know what to do. And the last thing I think about was the green card. It wasn't the main thing. And the main thing was to survive and to figure it out how to live after. I remember that, I hope I don't want to cry if I gotta talk about that. I remember how my mom told me, you have the opportunity, you want a green card, you need to take your stuff and go outside of Ukraine, go to the Europe and have this interview in an embassy. And I said, I don't live without my family. And it's make biggest trouble, I think, because all my family decide to move from Ukraine and we don't have anyone outside. We don't have any family members or friends who live in the Europe. So we just go straight to nowhere. At least we thought that way, but at that moment we figured out that people really supportive and they do everything to help us. People outside in Europe was really supportive and tried to help any way possible. And it happens. I had my interview in an embassy in Germany. It was probably the easiest interview I ever had. I think I was unstoppable. At that moment, it feels like I'm not afraid of anything because I already was in such a complicated situation that go to another country, the language I never speak before, I'm talking about Germany right now, to talk with a person who can actually create the good life for me or not give me the opportunity to have a green card. And who don't know, after an interview, they take your passport and let you go. And if they give you a passport back, it means you don't gonna have a green card. It's actually really long and complicated way to get the green card. I remember how I walk back to my hotel. I don't know how much miles, but it's altogether is like 2.5 hours. I just walk and I'm just looking around and I can't believe that I take my family out and get my visa in my passport. And everything feels so right and so warm and so, I don't know, happy.
Well, if you're still here, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you supporting. Stay tuned for future streams, future content. We're always trying to make stuff. And thank you. God bless. Good night and good luck.